Welcome to boarding at Harrow Appy. I'm going to give you a little bit of information about how boarding at our school works. We have 6 boarding houses at Appy, 3 girls' houses and 3 boys' houses. Our boys' houses are Nitobi, Churchill and Masamune, and our girls' houses are Elizabeth and Lyons, and where we are now, which is Ogata House. I'm going to take a few moments to show you round the house and talk you through some of the things about what a boarding house here at Harrow Appy looks like. So I'm going to start over here. You'll see here we have lots of different displays which are to help our students know and understand what they have to do every day. So here we have our daily routines. Students get up in the mornings between 6:30 and 6:45 in the morning. For some students, they will start with a sport activity at 7 a.m. Some students who aren't participating in the sport will go down to breakfast after they've had registration in the house at 7:30. And that just gives them lots of details then about what they have to do generally with their day. Now, another thing I think it would be nice for you to see is that we think carefully about the names that we give each of our houses so that they are reminiscent of the school and the things that are important to the school. So I'm going to walk us over here to a display that we have about why the house is called Ogata. And you can see a nice display here of Sadako Ogata, who worked with the United Nations and was the Commissioner for Refugees. Now, it's important to us that a prominent female Japanese lady was why we named Ogata. And you can see also that we have lots of other activities around the room that students can engage themselves in. So the girls' houses are often very keen on craft activities. So you can see there's lots of baskets of things that they can do, like jewellery making. Lots of the houses have made their own Christmas decorations as well. So it's important to us that students have the opportunity to be able to cook and prepare food, because we find that culturally that's a really good way of students getting to know each other, and it's also a lovely way of them being able to share time together, eating and appreciating each other's national foods. On a weekend, it's also a great way to just relax. So we will have students making pancakes and sharing them, and all sorts of other fun foods, popcorn, those sorts of things, so that they can socialise and have fun. So what we're going to look at now are the bedrooms and bathroom facilities so that you can see what it's like to spend a night in boarding. So come on into one of the bedrooms. Now, these are one of the younger students' bedrooms. We have a range of bedrooms that have 2 beds, 3 beds and single rooms also for our older students. This is a double bedroom with a bathroom, so we'll have a look. Come on in. We have a bed here, a desk for the student, and we also have a nice big wardrobe where they can store their clothes. There are other storage areas for them too. There's another bed around here, so there's plenty of space for the two students who are in here. What we also have is what we call a Jack and Jill bathroom, and that's a bathroom that's accessed from either side. So this room and one other room, so only 4 students will share one shower, toilet, bathroom just through here that you might want to have a look in. So I'll just pop through here and you can have a look. And we have toilet here, a shower behind me and a sink. And what we find is this means that students have more access to privacy in terms of the bathroom than they would when they have a big shared bathroom along a corridor. So it's quite nice for these students. And now let me show you into one of the bigger bathrooms. These are one of our shared bathrooms. So the students who are in 3 bedrooms will share this bigger facility between them. So come on into to our bathroom. We have a set of nice sinks here, so plenty of space, particularly for our girls who like to have big mirrors, light rooms and plenty of space to look after themselves, do their hair, make themselves ready for school. We have single cubicle, obviously, toilets here, plenty of them. And then on through behind me, we have a range of single cubicled showers also. It's really important in a boarding environment that students feel they have that privacy. So what these bathrooms do, there's nice shared areas, but there's plenty of space for them to be private as they get themselves ready for school also. So probably the last thing I will show you in here at the moment is just one of our displays here. So you'll know that our school is very, very linked to nature and using the environment that's around us. And one of the fantastic opportunities that our students have is to do something called a short X, and that means short expedition. And every one of the 6 boarding houses goes on a short expedition within a week or 2 of the students being here to bond and really get to know each other. And this display here gives you some pictures of the amazing time that those students had together when they did that. Our juniors and seniors can take part in team sports if they want to in the mornings. So that's 7 a.m. So it's an early start, but it's great because it means they can get some exercise and you know, something they love in early in the day. So all students can take part in those team sports from 7 until 8 o'clock in the morning if they want to. Breakfast is at 7:30. So anybody who's not involved with sport would register in their houses at 7:30 and then come on down to our lovely, well, we call it the mess, which is where everybody eats and have breakfast together before coming back to house to grab anything that they need to for the day and then going off for their first lesson, which is 8:20 in the morning. So we have 2 lessons. And then we have a break time, and that's snacks in the mess again. So every day slightly different snack, and they'll all come and sort of socialise for a little bit and have a break then. And then they go off for the next lesson until lunchtime. Lunchtime again in the mess, that's an hour or so. And then off for afternoon lessons. We finish our day around 4:20 and students will go into organised activities. So they choose what they would like to do and there's a range of sports. They might be doing pantomime rehearsals or drama rehearsals. They might be having extra tuition. So each student individually will look at their week and they're helped by their boarding houses to decide what they want to do on each evening. There are also some evenings where they can choose not to go because it's really important to us that there is balance and the days are long. So if there's a student who likes to be involved in lots and lots of things and really enjoys having a day that starts at 7 and goes right the way through, there's plenty for them to do. But if you've got students, and we do, who prefer sometimes to have a break, to have a rest, then there are days during the week where they don't have to do those things too. And then going on into the evening, we have what we call our organised prep, which is where we supervise students while they are doing their homework. And that also means there are staff around available to help them with that. And then after they have done that organised study, they will go and have dinner. And that's the sort of formal aspect of the day. And then in the evenings, we have our sports hall open, we have our music block open. Again, we have tutors around so they can have individual tutoring or support with things if they want to, or they can just be in the houses and enjoy being here with their friends and socialising. So that's an average sort of day for students. The fantastic thing about the way that boarding works is that students have access to specialists all the time. So that's specialists in pastoral care, so people who really know how to work with students and understand the sorts of things that students worry about and have to deal with. And I would probably say within that, understand things like the pressures of social media, which is why we're very strict on our policies around when children have access to devices and phones. And we also have access all the time for students, and this is where the learning comes into it. I think boarding at Harrow, we do two things. We embrace the traditional, so the aspects of boarding that we know work really well, which are the rules, the routine, helping students to regulate, so they grow in independence, resilience, they start to develop empathy because they understand how to live with other students, which is quite a big thing to have to do. But also we have a very contemporary, innovative eye on the future. And that's what being in boarding in this environment all the time can also do for you. And what we have within houses is not just our skilled team of staff, but we also ask our senior students to lead smaller groups of students. So they become sort of mini families themselves, because what we find is that students learn well, not just from adults, but from their peers. And that's a really good opportunity for the older students to develop those leadership skills, but for them to help the younger ones also develop the skills that they need. Our staff would work with students and they would quickly identify anybody who really needed support with that. But our other students would also help with that. And so you would have a combination of that support coming in and just say, have you remembered to do your teeth tonight? Come on then, let's do it together. How's your uniform looking for tomorrow? And so on. And what we find is very quickly, most students will learn those, like I'd said before, the rules, the routines, and actually take a lot of pride in being able to do those things themselves. In one of our boys' houses, I can think of several examples of boys now who will come out and say, can you come and see, I've tidied my room and it looks really good, or so I'm about to go and have a shower now. Good, you go off and do that and I'll see you afterwards. And that's all part of sort of building that family feel as well. So so they really feel like they're being cared for and looked after, because we understand when you're a long way away, you want to know those things are being looked after. So I mentioned a minute ago the difference between traditional boarding and being a bit more innovative in your thinking, and that's why I said it actually. We are not strict in the sense that for us the most important thing is that a child is happy, because a child who's going to learn and be successful needs to be happy. So if you are going around our boarding houses, you will see a lot of laughter and you will see a lot of very close relationships between the students, but actually with the staff too. And we encourage that. We are strict about things like timings, because that's what helps students to stay safe. But in terms of relationships, we want all our students to be able to go to staff. If something has happened and they're worried, they need to be able to go to that adult and say, this has happened and I'm not sure what to do. Not be frightened about asking for help or saying something's gone wrong. So we're strict about the things that are important, the routines, the rules, helping them to self-regulate, because it keeps them safe. But our main aim is to make them happy and to have those close relationships, they need to look after them.